Hey guys, hi, welcome back. So in the previous video, we have discussed the theory of nuclear and particle physics, right? And we have discussed about the binding energy, the binding fraction curve. We have seen the nuclear radius. We have discussed about the electric quadrupole movement. So now, today we shall solve a few problems related to the lecture one. Okay. So let's start with the first question. Here the first question is that the mean momentum, okay, of a nucleon in a nucleus with mass number A varies as. So here we are asked how the mean momentum of a nucleon in a nucleus. A nucleus is proton and neutron, right? So the mean momentum of a nucleon in a nucleus with mass number A varies as what? Means we need to know how the mean momentum is varying with the mass number power. Okay, this is what we are asked to find. And this question already once I have solved in GATE 2000, but here once again I will be repeating. So whenever you are asked about like mean momentum, these things, we will use the uncertainty principle. Okay, by uncertainty principle, what we know? We know that delta x and delta p, it is equals to what? H slash. And always consider in the right hand side, we are considering it H slash only. Okay. Now you see here delta p, it is equals to what? H slash by delta x. Right. Now you see position. Okay. This delta x is representing what? Position. So you see this is a nucleus, suppose. Okay. So the radius of nucleus I've considered it to be r. So it can move, na? The nucleon can move in maximum the distance which it can move is what? Twice r. Okay, right or not? So the delta x will be equals to what? It will be twice r. Okay, if you substitute here, delta p is equals to h cut by twice r. Now you see r is what? It is the nuclear radius, right? So and we know that the nuclear radius, okay, r is the nuclear radius, and we know that the nuclear radius can be written as what? We have studied the formula r is equals to what? R naught a to the power 1 by 3, right? So here it's twice r. So delta p is equals to h cut 2 will be as it is, and you can write here what? R naught a to the power 1 by 3. Now if you see the mean momentum is delta p here, it is proportional to what? A to the power minus 1 by 3, right? So your answer is what? Options D. So you can see the mean moment of a nucleon in a nucleus whose mass number is A, it is varying as A to the power minus 1 by 3. All right. Now let's see the next question. Here we are having the kinetic energy per nucleon in a nucleus of atomic weight A is varying as what? So this time you have to see how the kinetic energy is varying with the mass number. All right. So now you see, first of all, we know from what? We know from Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, delta x, delta p, it is equals to h cut. Okay. Now the kinetic energy can be written as what? We know the kinetic energy is what? It's p square, right? Divided by twice m. All right. So you see here the kinetic energy is proportional to what? Delta p whole square, right? Kinetic energy is proportional to delta p square in this case. Now what we will do, we will find the value of delta p from this equation. Delta p will be equals to what? Delta p is equals to h cut by delta x. All right. So we can write kinetic energy, it is proportional to what? H cut by delta x. So here also if you see, the nucleon can move a maximum distance of twice r because it is inside the nucleus. And if you consider the radius to be what? R. So since I'm using the proportionality symbol and 2 is a constant, I'm ignoring it. Okay. Because we need to find only the value of n. So kinetic energy is proportional to h cut by r I have written. Okay. And this will be a whole square because it is a delta p square. Okay. So this will be a whole square. All right. Now here I have ignored 2 just because 2 is a constant. Okay, we just need the proportionality. Now you see the kinetic energy, it is equals to what? H cut square proportional to H cut square R. R is the nuclear radius, and you can write here what? R is equals to what? R naught, right? R naught A to the power 1 by 3 whole square, right? So what you will see, R naught A to the power 1 by 3, that means kinetic energy is proportional to what? Kinetic energy, it is proportional to A to the power 2 by 3, but with a negative sign, right? So you can write it's minus 2 by 3. So N is equals to what? Minus 2 by 3. Further, you can write it as what? Minus 0.67. So here the answer will be what? Minus 0.67. All right. Next, let's see question number 3. So in this question, what we are having, the radius of a nuclear, the radius of this nucleus is given to you 4.8 into 10 to the power minus 13 centimeter. So the radius of this nucleus can be estimated to be what? So you are given with the radius of one nucleus and you need to find the radius of the other nucleus. So I have already discussed how you can find the comparative radio. Okay, I have given the formula na, that we can find the comparative radii by what? If I consider R1 by R2, it is equals to what? A1 by A2 whole to the power 1 by 3. Right? That means what? Radius of Cu divided by radius of Mg, it is equals to what? Mass number stress ratio, and it is whole to the power what? 1 by 3. All right. Now what you will see here, the mass number in this case, okay. If you see, this can be written as radius is how much? For this first nucleus, RCU, it is how much? 4.8 into 10 to the power minus 13, right? Divided by R of Mg, I'm writing as it is, equals to, in the right hand side, the mass number of what? The first nucleate is how much? 64. And the second nucleate is how much? 27. And it's whole to the power 1 by 3. So this you can see this is 4 cube, right? And denominator is 3 cube. So it is 3 into with 1 by 3. So the power will get cancelled. And finally you can write what? Rmg, it is equals to what? Bringing this 3 by 4 to the other side, it will become, sorry, bringing this 4 by 3 to the other side, it will become 3 by 4, right? Into with 4.8 into 10 to the power minus 13. Till here it is clear. Now if you cancel this, okay, 4 ones are and 4 twos are, and you can see here Rmg, it will be what? 12 threes is how much? 36. So I have written here 36. Decimal was before one number, so we have written 10 to the power minus 13 is as it is, and it is in centimeter. So this is the radius of the other nuclei. So your correct answer is option C. So you can see it is all about the values should be put on and it should be evaluated in the formula. Okay, you need to just put the values and just calculate it, right? Now, so this question has a part B also. So what the question says, firstly, this is the mass number, okay, not the atomic number. So the RMS energy of a nucleon in a nucleus of mass number A in its ground state varies. So we need to see the variation of the RMS energy of a nucleon in a nucleus with the mass number A in its ground state. Okay. So for this, what we will write, we know from the energy momentum relations, we have an energy momentum relation, right? Which says what? It is giving us that E square is equals to what? P square C square plus M naught square C to the power 4, right? And we are familiar with this formula. Now you see here the energy is proportional to what? Energy is proportional to the momentum, right? see, if energy is proportional to the momentum, in the previous question also we have seen, if energy is proportional to momentum, then it will vary as e to the power minus 1 by 3, right? We have done in the first question na, that if you take delta p and that one, then you got the proportionality of a momentum as what? A to the power minus 1 by 3. Just see this question. I'm just showing you. This question you see. Only for this p, it is what? A to the power minus 1 by 3. You can see this question, okay? So I have not calculated here and I have written because p is proportional to what? A to the power minus 1 by 3. So here I have written energy will be proportional to what? A to the power minus 1 by 3, right? And if you are having any problem, I am doing here again. You can see we know delta x, delta p, it is equals to what? H cut. Okay, so delta p is equals to what? H cut by del x. So delta p will be proportional to what? H cut by, you can write delta x. Okay, delta x is what? The maximum distance was twice r, right? Ignoring the constant term, I'm writing just r. R is the nuclear radius. So it is proportional to what? H cut by what? A to the power minus 1 by 3. R naught is also a constant, so I'm not writing here. Okay, clear? So you can is plus 1 by 3. Okay, so if you see delta p is proportional to what? A to the power minus 1 by 3. So from here only we can write if momentum is proportional to a to the power minus 1 by 3 and energy is directly proportional to p, then energy will be also proportional to a to the power minus 1 by 3. That means the RMS energy will be what? Varying as a to the power minus 1 by 3 in its ground state. So your correct answer is option C. Okay. So the next question is question number 4. Here it is said an oxygen 16 nucleus, it is spherical and it has a charge radius r. Okay, this is a nucleus whose charge radius is r, the volume is v. So according to the empirical observation of the charge, the volume of this nucleus is assumed to be spherical is what? So this is very simple. You are given the volume of one nuclei, you need to find the volume of the other nuclei. This is just like comparison, or as we are finding the comparative radius, no? In the same way we can find. So you see here, it is given to you what? Volume is equals to what? 4 by 3 pi r cube. All right. That means the volume is proportional to what? The cube of radius. Or you can write the cube of radius is proportional to v. All right. Now already what we already know that the formula was for nuclear radius was there now, which is giving the radius is proportional to what? A to the power 1 by 3. Okay. From this you can write the cube of radius is proportional to what? A. So when you will see these two equations, you can conclude that the volume is proportional to what? The mass number. Yes or no? From this equation and this equation, you can conclude now that the volume is proportional to A. So what you can write after this, what you can write? You can write that the volume for oxygen divided by the volume for X, it will be equals to what? The mass number of oxygen divided by the mass number of the X nuclei, right? So V naught, it is given to you what? V naught is given as what? That you will see. So first of all, see the mass number. The mass number for oxygen is how much? 16, and the mass number for the other X element is what? 128, right? So you can write what? Vx, it is equals to what? V naught into with 128 by 16. Is it? So now you see here. V naught I will not change because in the question you are having. Okay. Or you can write is just V also. It is not having any problem. I have just written V oxygen to symbolize it. Okay. Now when you will cancel these two terms, na? First I will cancel 2 6 and then 4. Then I'm cancelling 2 8, right? And then you can cancel it is as 8 8, 64. So you can say Vx is equals to what? 8 V naught, or you can write it as 8V, right? So this is the volume of the other nuclei, which was assumed to be spherical. So the correct option is option A here. All right. So the question was easy. So now let's see question number 5. Okay, so here it is say the mass of hydrogen atom is what? Hydrogen atom, neutron and uranium. It is given 1.0 1.0087, 1.0087 and 238.0508 respectively. So what you need to calculate? You need to calculate the binding energy of uranium. Okay. And it is also given that one atomic mass unit, it is equals to 931.64 mega electron volt. And one thing I would like to say, this question was from GATE 2000. This question I have already solved, but once again we are solving. So you see here, you are asked to calculate for uranium 230 and 92. So you can see the number of proton is how much? 92. And the number of neutrons will be how much? 238 minus 92. So that is 146. All right. So you know the formula for binding energy. It is what? Number of protons into with mass of proton plus number of neutrons, A minus Z, okay, into with mass of neutron minus the mass of the atom, right? So the number of proton was 92. The mass of proton is what? 1.0078. Okay, plus A minus Z, it is what? The number of neutrons, so it is 146 into the mass of neutron will be how much? 1.0087 minus the mass of atom was 238.0508, right? So now when you will multiply these two terms and then add, you will get 239.9878 minus you are having 238.0508, and on subtracting these two terms you will have how much? You will have 1.937 atomic mass unit. Remember, this is in atomic mass unit, and you need the answer in what? Mega electron volt. So what you will do? You will just multiply 1.937 with what? 931.64. Then you will get it in mega electron volt. So the correct answer is what? 1 when you will multiply, you will get it to be what? 1804 point what? 58 mega electron volt. So this is approximately what? 1800 mega electron volt, right? So the correct option is option D. So it is easy. Next, let's see question number 6. So here it is said the binding energy per nucleon, it is approximately constant. It is leading to what? So we have already seen in the theory part that the binding energy per nucleon, it is approximately constant. It is leading to what? It is leading to the saturation property. Okay, it is leading to what? The saturation of nuclear forces, right? So this answer can be directly said. Next, you see the binding energy per nucleon is maximum for. So you see when you have seen the graph, okay, it was having something like this pattern, right? So this side we were having binding energy per nucleon, okay, that is EB by A. This side it was the mass number. So here we were getting the peak. The peak was for what? Fe, okay, 56, right? The mass number was 56. So the answer will be this option C. So one thing I'm saying, I'm not going deep. Just if you are having any problem, then just go to the theory and see the explanation. Okay. Next, with reference to nuclear force, which one of the following is not true? So you have to take the reference of what? Nuclear force, and you need to say out of the three options, which option is not correct for nuclear forces. So the first one is what? Nuclear forces are what? Short range forces. Okay. The second is that nuclear forces are charge independent. This is also correct. Nuclear forces are this short range. This is also correct. But it is said spin independent. But no, nuclear forces are spin dependent. They depend whether the spin is anti-parallel or parallel. Okay, so the correct option is option C. The nuclear forces are spin independent. It is a wrong option. Okay, next you see the stable nucleus that has 1/3. Okay, the stable nucleus is having 1/3 the radius of what? This osmium 189. This question is from JES 2015. I have already solved this question, but once again we will be doing here. Okay, so you see here. So now let's see question number 9. It is said the stable nucleus has a radius 1/3 of this nucleus. What it is said? The stable nucleus that has radius 1/3 of this is which one? Okay, so here it is said the radius of the stable nucleus, I'm considering it to be Rx, it is equals to what? 1/3 the radius of what? Osmium, right? We already know that the nuclear radius, it is what? Proportional to A to the power 1/3. So we can write what? The radius of the stable nuclei. We will see right the comparative radii formula. Okay, the radius of osmium is equals to what? the mass number of this 2 whole to the power 1 by 3. Now if you see here, the radius of stable nucleus was what? 1 by 3 of this one, and denominator will be as it is. In the numerator you will have what? This you don't know, you need to find. And in the denominator, numerator is same, in the denominator you will see what? The mass number from this osmium 189, the mass number is how much? 189, right? Now what you will see here, if you see, this two terms will get cancelled and you will have what? 1 by 3, it is equals to what? Ax whole to the power 1 by 3 by 189, right? So what you will see here, 189 whole to the power 1 by 3 is there, okay? 1 by 3. Now if you see, if you bring this complete power to the right hand side, it will become what? 1 by 27. And you will have here what? Ax by 189. So the mass number of this stable nucleus, it will be equals to what? 189 divided by 27, right? And when you will cancel, you will get it to be 7. Means the mass number will be how much? For the stable nucleus, it will be 7. So out of these 4 options, you can see lithium is having the mass number to be 7. So the stable nucleus, which was having the radius 1 by 3 of this nucleus, is lithium 7. Okay. Now let's come to the last question. Here it is said the deviation of the charge distribution of a nucleus from a spherical symmetry can be estimated by measuring its what? So you need to say the deviation of the charge distribution, okay, of what? A nucleus from spherical symmetry can be estimated what? Means which property out of this 4, okay, gives the deviation of charge distribution of a nucleus from the spherical symmetry. So you see electric charge, this is not the option. Electric dipole is also not the option. Magnetic dipole moment is also not the option. The option is electric quadrupole moment, right? Because we have already studied in the theory part that it is giving the effective shape, okay, of the charge distribution of an ellipsoid. So the deviation of the charge distribution of a nucleus from spherical symmetry, it can be estimated by electric quadrupole moment. All right, so I have solved 10 questions, and if you want to solve more questions, I request you to please go and solve all the questions of nuclear physics related to the topics which I have studied in lecture 1. I have solved all the questions of CSR net examination, JES, TFR, GATE. Okay, so that's all in this video. Thank you so much. Have a good day.